Did you guys hear the news about Honey, that like one Chrome extension that I remember always seeing a bunch of ads about it. It's basically that extension that just automatically finds discounts for you when you're buying stuff online.
I'm just hearing about this. I've used it previously, but was never really impressed with it. Um, I'm still
Hmm.
kind of taking the scam here.
Honey. Well, it sounds like a sticky product.
Oh God.
Sorry, dad jokes. I had to throw it in there, but so okay. So this is a scam. Why is it a scam?
Apparently, the main way they marketed was through like online influencers, like on YouTube, and a lot of it was just like it's like it's this easy to download product. You just add it, it's free. It just saves you money. It's basically that's the whole advertising. It's free money. Essentially, the way Honey was making money is um, they try to find that discount code. Even if they don't find a discount code at checkout, they just plop on their affiliate link to make a commission on every sale. So the way online it works for who gets paid the affiliate like referral is just whatever was last clicked. So if you go through a bunch of things, you read about it everywhere, whatever is the last thing you click, that's who's getting paid and basically like given the commission. So Honey, what they do is they just pop up right before you're about to buy the product. And sometimes it's even just saying you have the best price. There's no discounts. You can
Hmm.
shop knowing you have the best price. And all it says is got it. Even if you click that, it just, whatever cookie you have right now for the affiliate link, it just overrides it with its own
Ah.
and takes
Oh,
the
wow.
sale.
Oh, wow. Front running.
And even on top of that, they also would partner with the businesses where they were basically operating on. So, say, I don't know if Amazon's one of them, but like, say you're just like on like Newegg buying like a new computer or something. That's one I know has it. Um, they could partner with Newegg and basically decide what the discount codes will be and maybe how frequent they will come up, or I'm not even sure, but like they can decide what they will be. Even if there's better discount codes that exist, they'll basically hide those. And the whole proposition is that, this younger generation is very discount savvy, and when they think they're getting the best deal, they won't look elsewhere for other discount codes. And essentially, they can just like control the customers into paying a certain price. And they were had partnerships, like paid partnerships with these businesses, where the
Oh, interesting.
businesses are paying them to like basically obscure the other discount codes and
Wow.
actually make them more money in the end.
Wow. I could think of all sorts of similarities to that. But so Honey is there, I was reading there's an acquisition. So they were acquired by PayPal
Yeah,
for
I think
4 billion
in
bucks.
2019 for about like $4 billion, which is pretty crazy to think like a free product can be worth 4 billion. So it really shows how much money they make off of doing this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. So from like a stock price perspective, when you bring up these scams, you think about there's a lot of research done on things of this type. So for example, a product recall would be, and this is probably more severe than a product recall, but product recall, accounting misstatements, straight up fraud. If you're an airline company and there's a crash, something that's sort of not imputed into the price. And there's the assumption that it's not imputed that people don't know this. Like you see YouTube blowing up and everyone talking about the scam. Like my thought, my question, I guess, what will be the impact of the parent company if Honey's turned out to be a scam? Like, should you be shorting PayPal right now, given this came out last, I don't know, 24 hours? Like, how much of PayPal's revenue is through Honey? Is there massive reputational risk to PayPal because of this? Like, this is like, could you imagine what the fallout from this, like the legal fallout and the reputational fallout? So from an asset price perspective, those are my two questions. Is this going to be contagious to PayPal? How big of a fallout is it going to be? Is it already imputed into the stock price? And how do you determine that? And should we do something? Should you short it based on this? Or is it just going to be a blip and it's going to continue its upward trend that it's had for some time?
I personally think this could start like a whole investigation into like PayPal and how it operates and makes money as well. Because like these two products are they're quite like ever since they were like bought out, they've been pretty like closely knit. Say if you're buying like say you're buying a computer again and it says like buy like pay with PayPal, like that's one of the options. Sometimes Honey will actually pop up and say, "Do you want to pay with PayPal?" And if you click that, it's the exact same as clicking on the website, but then they pop on the affiliate code. It's any time you click Honey at all, it just throws on the affiliate code immediately. So like it's kind of like intertwined with PayPal. I don't know. It makes me trust PayPal a lot less. And I already wasn't the biggest fan. So I mean, I can definitely see it being a big part of it. I'm just curious how much now Honey is a part of PayPal's business because one thing that's interesting is Honey ads have kind of just stopped coming out. Like maybe they acquired all the customers they needed and they just stopped advertising, but like at one point on the internet, it was the only thing you would see. Just every video sponsored by Honey. It was everywhere. And now I don't remember the last time I've actually seen an ad about them. But they're clearly still around and they're clearly still doing what they're doing right now. So yeah, like I could see them being a pretty big part of their revenue if what they're doing is actually like the scale could be huge of like how many people are using it. I know like just a lot of my friends use it. Like the younger generation tends to apparently love discounts. I think that's part of their marketing or like their whole like business idea is like this younger generation really loves discounts and that's part of why Honey works so well.
I mean, it makes sense. Also, they're targeting influencers on YouTube, which again, younger generation, like they
Yeah.
know who their target market is. So yeah, between the discounts, the ease of installation,
Yeah.
the like I
It's
imagine the
free. It's
influence,
like
yeah, it's free. It's like
there's
it's
no
clear.
downside from the
Yeah.
consumer perspective.
Yeah.
In some
And
ways,
that
it's
we
kind of
know
like,
of right now. God knows what, like who knows what, whenever it's these free products, it's what's the phrase?
yeah,
If you're not sure what the product is, it's you, or if you don't know what the like how they're making their money, it's through your data. So yeah, who knows what skeezy business practices are happening. If they're willing to do this, replace um affiliate links, like who knows what they're doing with user data as well. Like cookie
yeah.
replacement, that's pretty shady. So,
And like if you really think about it, like it's almost just blatant fraud. Like if you
yeah,
think
oh
about it in the
definitely.
real world of like I'm thinking of the example of say um a- like a waitress, like say a customer pays in cash and I've heard about this before, but like a customer pays in cash and they go to check out, they pocket the cash and then pay with their own credit card and get the rewards points on their credit card. So it's essentially like that's what it makes me think of, and that's clearly fraud. And uh, but for some reason online, I think people think they can get away with it if they just change the cookie and like they can claim like maybe I made them think about buying it, like maybe I made them like swing that choice into buying over like being hesitant. I'm not sure what their claim is, but it really just seems like complete fraud to me.
Hmm. Well, from a legal perspective, I certainly can't comment. You can, I mean, if we had a lawyer or somebody that does securities fraud or knew this stuff well, they could comment. I'm not sure. I mean, if you look at the terms and conditions, it would be interesting. Like, what are the terms and conditions, and
Yeah.
what do you
Oh,
think you're
interesting.
getting?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very gray zone, and I'm curious about it. In terms of the impact on reputation, like so far, I haven't seen an article about it. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't even know how different this is and what's in the industry. Like, something gets featured, we are just discussing it, but I wonder, is this just standard practice? Is this something that happens regularly across other platforms? Like, if so, the reputational damage will be limited, and these guys are again not rookies. If you think about the PayPal team or any company in the financial services, like they have a playbook, they have a PR team, the reporters are, is this even going to make it out off of Reddit or off of YouTube? Will it ever be mainstream media? Will shareholders care about it? Those are the questions that come to my mind in terms of price impact. Like it might
Yeah.
affect their users, but then, this conversation is largely about what will be the impact to the price of PayPal. You have to think about these sort of non-necessarily financial aspects. There's the PR aspect, there's news appetite for promoting it. And if there isn't, then it's going to just be not even a blip, like no one's even going to know about it. So I'm not sure whether this will have a big impact on the share price. I don't have a strong opinion. This is like, whatever. And I'm trying to think of like an Enron. This isn't like an Enron moment. This is more of like indeterminate. I don't think I would short based on this, given what I just said. Would you guys? What would you do? Would you take advantage of potential dip? Would you short? Would you do nothing? How would smart trade be helpful here?
I think in the case that it was just one company singly like listed on the stock exchange, I think it would be a pretty comfortable short. If it was in the situation it is right now where there doesn't seem to be much of a reaction or any news in the market, like for PayPal, but it's probably not the biggest part of it's probably a pretty small part of PayPal. I don't think like there's much of an upside to this short because of that. And then there's the risk that maybe it just doesn't really end up turning into anything financially. Like you said, like it could just be the the norm in the business and could be like legally allowed by yeah, I'm not familiar with like all the legal aspects of that, but I mean, it's like in some ways it's similar to like the way a credit card company makes money. Like it's much more like shady and like they're secretly doing it, but like a credit card company, like they kind of they handle the transaction, they charge a pretty fat fee to the company just for kind of processing the transaction. And then they also, they give out the cash back to like get consumers using it more and more. And it's like kind of like just a piece. Honey actually has a product like that as well that I won't get into, but um like I can see similarities in that, like where like Honey had one where they take that affiliate link and then they actually give you a bit of it back as cash back. So basically if you buy through Honey, they'll give you maybe like 2% cash back on the purchase. But yeah, like I mean, it's all just I feel like it's legal. Like I'm just not sure if this kind of stuff is allowed. And one thing that's for sure is that there was false marketing because all the ads say you're guaranteed to get the best deal, you don't have to look, whereas clearly that's not the case. So, yeah, I really wish it was just like one single company listed and I could see what would happen to the stock price, but it's kind of obscured inside PayPal. I imagine the
Be interested
markets
in
would have
looking
reacted
into
a bit by
alternatives.
now.
Sorry, what's that?
I just imagine the markets would have reacted a bit by now because this news
Yeah,
has been out for over a day now and it's going viral. So
it does seem very strange that there really hasn't been any response. Um, so it'll be an interesting thing to keep an eye on over the next couple of days. But usually these things are pretty like, anyways. Yeah, like I said, be interested to see what alternatives there are. But I don't know. Will people PayPal will take the hit in that, let's assume that they do because Honey's bringing in less. Well, people and now, naturally go to a honey alternative once this news comes out. Like, I don't think people are going to stop using PayPal for the, transaction service. It's like, oh, screw this. I'm going to go over to Venmo now. But if there's a honey alternative, I wonder if there is. Of course, when I do a honey alternative, it goes to cooking. But
Who owns Venmo?
I don't know.
PayPal.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Monopoly.
Unbelievable. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wonder what yeah, God knows. I bet they have alternatives and they own those too. Yeah. Worthwhile investing. That's probably as far as I'd go. Similar to Cam, I think it's a lot harder when it's obscure, when it's a subsidiary of another company that's gigantic. And
Yeah. Sucks that shorting also just seems to like shorting for me feels like something I would almost never do just because of like the upside versus the downside.
yeah,
I hate that you can only make like a
100%
you can only
basically,
make
right?
100%, but you could
Yeah.
lose infinite amounts of money essentially. So
I would not. So my decision on this is to do nothing. Like for entertainment purposes, you might enter in smart trade a short for entertainment purposes, but I don't feel confident putting any capital behind it. Like it's just an interesting. So maybe that's a good thing to do and wrap up is just say, here's the idea. I'm out of curiosity. I want to know what would happen, but I'm not putting any capital behind it. So I think that could be helpful here is just like, this is a what if that we could look at down the road.
yeah, I wonder if Alpaca actually allows for shorts. Has anyone tried one before?
I have not. I'll just do a quick see.
I'm just gonna sign on and check.
I don't think so. I only see the buy sell options. Unless it's under,
Probably not.
yeah, I don't think so.
Well, then they have short. They have short
Oh,
as
they
like
do?
a when you go to positions, you can see long and short, so it must be somewhere.
Let's see. Can I, maybe if I take an existing one? But yeah, I don't see the option to actually do that. I see
Go
option.
into
No.
is
Stocks,
it
position.
it's not an options, right? Um,
No, I thought it was in options, but no.
Interesting. I would have thought that'd be easy to do on a paper account, but yeah, not sure about that. You must just have it disabled on paper accounts. Well, anyway, I'm gonna just maybe enter it for fun uh on the website and I'll just record it.
You want to do it now? Just add it in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's get this. Okay, so I'll just put it in here as if it was in there. Actually, well, that's the connected one, I think. Or no. Okay, yeah, let me just put in that. So I'll do PayPal. Current price is 86.62. Put it in as a short. I've never actually gone through the short. Um, like process. So we'll see what this is like. I'll just put in a random quantity. Um, where would this fit in? Probably just drop soon. Um, honey scam exposed, reputation hit. Also, honey is actually known as PayPal honey now. They renamed. So it's like fully intertwined into PayPal. And I got this from YouTube and Reddit. Uh, I would just say I'm surprised. And maybe what would be like the emotion for being excited, but in like a, I'm not like excited in like a happy way. I'm just like excited about the news as being like, wow.
Are you shocked? Are you stunned? Are you odd? Are
Not like
you
stunned, like just like it almost gave me energy to like talk about it. I was just like thought it was so interesting.
intrigued?
Yeah, that would be it.
I feel like we're playing a board game where you have to guess
Yeah.
the word.
Okay. So that's that.
Very nice. All right, any final thoughts on this one?
Not really. I'm just curious. Like, I really want to see if this actually affects the PayPal stock price in any way, or if this actually, it would really surprise me actually if this popped up as like one of the news stories underneath, like Yahoo Finance, like on the, when you like go to a stock and you see all the news. I, for some reason, I just don't feel like this is gonna hit like the financial news. Not until a lawsuit's probably placed. But
You
yeah,
might want
like
to watch it. Like this could be something like let's watch. Well, I mean, the
yeah,
biggest if it does crash, the biggest gains you would have missed out on by putting in the short. Because once something breaks, then something happens. Like this is the opportunity when it hasn't fully been incorporated. And by the time it starts moving downwards, like the risk is you don't know what structural things will continue to go down. But this is the opportunity before it's been really incorporated into the price. But we're still saying it might be that phrase nothing burger. So now would be the
yeah,
biggest opportunity, but it's also the biggest risk because it could be nothing. But if it hits, gets incorporated and people start to freak out, then it could be something. I don't know. It's right before, holiday shopping. It's December 23rd, so who knows? But it's just interesting where it's the highest risk, highest reward, where you say, well, let's revisit this later. Well, by then it's already been incorporated into the price, and the biggest alpha you would have made, the biggest gain is already missed. If it's already once the price has incorporated it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's interesting that you said nothing burger there because um I remember right after our call a bit ago when I was talking about the Fluence Energy, like that like storable energy
hmm
company, and we were talking about their accounting being like they're facing investigation for that. I was looking through Reddit and someone said that exact thing. They just said like this is a complete nothing burger. The company already retracted all those claims.
hmm
And it was funny, like in that moment, like I immediately decided, okay, I'm investing in this. But I actually don't know how I'm gonna relate this to honey. But yeah, I'm just really curious, like if people actually care about this or if it's just gonna be something where people on YouTube are furious, but consumers don't actually care. I mean, like the moment I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm never using honey again. So I can imagine they're gonna take a pretty big hit in users. Like I can't imagine someone ever using it after watching that video that has 5 million views. So But then a lot of other people are just going to have it installed and never even think about it, and it'll just be there endlessly plopping in affiliate codes and
Mhm. Yeah, we'll see.
poaching sales.
Cool. That was a really cool topic. That was an interesting discussion, and I think it's highly relevant right now. And I just wanted to make sure that we have a discussion about the stock price specifically, and like not get too, up in arms about the whole thing, but just be kind of cool, calculated about it. I mean, it doesn't matter. This doesn't have, I'm not saying it doesn't have ethical implications, it doesn't have that, but just trying to have some sort of opinion on the impact on price and to see if
Yeah.
it can contribute in some way to the discussion beyond just being up in arms about the whole thing. So I hope this, discussion was helpful for us internally. I think we should post it and just add to the dialogue and have that perspective and maybe get some interesting conversations going. So thanks, Cam, for bringing it up. That was really cool.